Alright guys, last week we damaged the tub with the barbell. Today we're going to show you how to repair chips in Ekopel. Alright, so we got the top chip from where the barbell hit it. We have the burn from the blowtorch, and we also have some chips on the bottom of the tub. So to fix these top up ones, it's much easier to use the spray kit. I'll show you how to do a bondo repair on the top, and then we're going to hit these areas and smooth it out with the spray touch-up kit. And on the bottom we're going to use the pour-on touch-up kit. This is the 100 gram kit. That's what you'd use for such a small chip repair. I'm going to use this for that spot, and then I'm going to use a 300 gram kit and show you how to do a full bottom re-pour. Alright guys, so start off by assessing the damage. Peel off any chips that are just peeling. Use your little scraper, but you want to get that stuff off of there. Now, whether you have a machine sander or just regular sandpaper, you want to use 80 grit sandpaper. To start, you can feather out the edge with some 220 grit sandpaper. I'm going to use a machine sander. It's just a little faster for me, but essentially if you were going to do it by hand, you just want to sand everything down smooth until there's no raised area, and then you're going to apply the bondo afterwards. So for this spot, that's all you really need. Just nice and smooth. The chip's still there, but we don't have to dig down into it. We're going to fill that with bondo. If you're using a machine sander, you don't want to go too heavy, otherwise you'll start burning the material. So once you get it cleaned off like that, throw a pair of gloves on and wipe everything down with like an acetone, a nail polish remover, alcohol, any type of solvent will be the easiest way to brush it off quickly. I'm just wiping the surface clean. So I get it nice and clean, I'm going to mix up some bondo, spread it across there, and then we'll fill in the chips, and then from there we'll touch up the material. A pro tip is that it's pretty easy to mix the bondo right on a piece of cardboard. If you don't want to make a mess, nice and easy to just scoop a little bit of material out of there, pour it right onto the piece, and then you can go ahead and mix it. So we don't need a lot. We'll just mix a little bit like this. And you just want to use the regular auto body filler bondo. It's fine. You don't have to get like the fiberglass one. The all-purpose one works fine. So there's plenty of options. Pretty easy to find. Any Home Depot, Lowe's, hardware store will have that fully in stock. So for bondo, it's supposed to be 52:1, part A to part B. So make sure you mix up the hardener a little bit inside of here. It separates. This hasn't been used in kind of a while, so it gets separated, but you got to give it a real good mix. You just want to put a little stripe of bondo in there, a little stripe of the part B rather, but it's supposed to be 50:1. So we'll mix it up, and then we'll go ahead and apply it. I'll show you a couple more little tricks in the process here. So and you just take your spreader, go ahead and mix it around all inside of itself right on the cardboard. I'm going to make sure everything turns the same color red. If it's half mixed, it's not going to dry, same as Ekopel. So move it around, mix it. You have a limited time to use the bondo. This will get hard in about 5 minutes, so You want to mix it up pretty quickly. Once you see that uniform color, if it's red, if it's blue, if it's white, they're all different colors, but once you get it nice and uniform, make sure you're cleaning your spreader off completely, moving it all around. And then I'm going to take it, and for this hole it's pretty easy, but up here we've got it sanded pretty smooth along the edge, so I'm going to fill that little textured edge here. I'm going to come up and fill in these couple hard lines. I'm just going to mark the areas that I want to get covered. This is all feathered down smooth, so we sanded all this smooth. We don't have to worry about putting bondo down there. But the key to bondo is to put it on as smooth as you can. Make sure you cover the area that you need, but leaving a nice smooth finish will make it a lot easier when it comes time to sand it down. And this hole here is very small, so we'll just fill that small area. I'm going to put a little bit in that chip on the bottom there. That's going to get mostly filled with Ekopel anyways. So another little pro tip you can do after you've got the bondo on there starting to dry, if you want to save a little bit of time on sanding, if you have acetone, nail polish remover, alcohol, anything like that, you can soak a rag or a paper towel in it, and then you can lightly wipe the finish, and it will leave you a pretty smooth surface to sand down at the end. You can wipe off all the excess in places that you didn't want to get it, anything like that. You can kind of smooth out some of these hard lines, leaving a nice easy sand once it dries. Usually it takes like 10 to 15 minutes for it to fully cure. The best way to tell is leave a little bit on your spreader, and when this stiffens up, you'll see it. So you'll be able to feel it'll get hot and hard. Alright, so the piece on the spreader is nice and dry now. You can go ahead and start sanding it. Alright, so this side sanded out perfect and fine. This side had some stuff stuck in the bondo when we put it on there. So I'm going to put one more little touch-up coat of bondo on there. Alright, so we grabbed one of the foam rollers from the back, and I decided to use a 300 gram touch-up kit. You only need a 100 gram to touch up this area, but customers have been asking about touching up the whole bottom. So I'm going to just roll out the whole bottom with a 300 gram touch-up kit. And then this top area we're going to do with the spray touch-up kit, because vertical surfaces are much harder to touch up with standard Ekopel. So pour the whole contents in, and then we're going to go ahead and just mix. Same strategy as regular Ekopel, 10 minutes of start time. 5 minutes of rest, and then another 1 minute stir. Alright, now we're looking pretty mixed up here. Got it all mixed up. We did the rest period. This is just the final mix real quick. As you can see, it's all uniform now, no thin stuff on the top. So if we were simply doing just a small 100 gram kit touch up, we would just pour the area that we're working, and then just smooth it out by hand. You can either use a touch-up brush, or you can just move it around a little bit by hand. You just swirl it right into the piece, right into the sanded area. You can just go right over that whole space just with your finger. It'll level right out. Color will match just fine, and you won't have any issues after it cures. But I'm going to do the whole bottom just so you guys can kind of see how that's done. So if you're going to do the whole bottom, you're going to take the 300-gram kit and you're going to pour it in an oval shape right around the bottom. And if you're going to get anywhere near the drain, you want to make sure you retape the drain. But you can leave the container upside down in the center. It'll drain out just a little bit further. I'll just grab a regular foam roller from Home Depot and just drag the material wherever it is you need it. So when you're doing a full bottom repair, basically you just want to keep dragging the material down into the center, and you're just going to coat the whole area that you need to cover. With a 300-gram kit, it's no problem to cover the whole bottom. You can also, if you have just a small spot there on the bottom, you could use one of our non-slip kits as well. But Ekopel is made to level itself out. So in this process, once you move all the material all over, it'll level itself right out. And from there, all you have to do is just level out the bottom once more. And this will dry the way you put it because it's not as thick as the other Ekopel. There's some firework marks on this side as well that I'm going to pull up and level out the wall piece. There we go. And again, as long as you extend out a little further, you won't have to worry about any marks or anything like that. Alright, now that we've rolled out the whole bottom, we're going to take a heat gun or a blow dryer and pop any little remaining air pockets that you find on the bottom of the piece, and that will level everything right out. And there you have it. After a shower or two, the whole bottom will level itself out perfectly. You wouldn't notice anything. I'll show you an after once it dries on our Instagram channel. Now let's touch up these areas with the spray touch-up kit. So, simple shaker can. This is solvent based, but for top pieces like this is the best way to fix them. You can use those Ekopel touch-up kits, but sometimes you get drips down the wall because it's made to run down to the level surface. So I use the spray touch-up kit if I'm going to do it, and here I go. So always do a little sample onto a piece of cardboard or piece of paper, something like that, and then just give it a couple light coats over the colored areas. You don't want to go too heavy, you just want to do it lightly. We're going to do 4 or 5 light coats like that, and then one nice wet coat to level everything out. So it dries very quickly if you do it light like that. Don't put it on too heavy, otherwise you'll get drips and it'll be ununiform. So you do have to build it up. You have to do several coats to really cover the transparency of the bondo. If you can find a white bondo or a spot putty that's white, sometimes that's a little easier to work with. But we're going to let this dry and we're going to hit it with a few more coats and we'll see when it gets covered. With the middle coats, we're just trying to lay more material on there to try to cover that pink bondo and make it so we get a nice uniform color in the end. Alright, last coat. You can barely see the touch-ups now. So we'll put one more heavy coat here and then we'll blend out the edges. So go heavy on the actual spots. Now you want to take the can, Soak the area in the center and then blend out the edges. If you can find your way into a thin area like that, right in the corner, we use a great blend. But as you can see, shiny and smooth again, just like it was in the beginning. A little messy though, so you want to try to follow the videos and apply Ekopel correctly the first time. But if you need to fix it, have no fear. There's pretty straightforward processes in place to fix it. Again, thanks for watching. We appreciate all your business. Any questions, feel free to comment below or write to us in chat. Thank you and have a great day.